Bobby Carpenter, Chief of the Prestonsburg, Kentucky Fire Department. And we have looked at these tools, and it's a wonderful concept. An all-in-one, replace many tools in one convenient, lightweight, yet strong, durable tool. See a lot of benefit for the fire service with the multi-purpose tool, and certainly strongly recommend the concept and the purchase as soon as we get AC approval.
I was told by Bob Dixon and some other people here that they definitely see this axe helping to reduce workman's comp from injuries from lifting. Mm-hmm. Would you agree to that, Bob?
I would agree to that. I would agree to that.
And they were telling me down there the last meeting that I had here at Allen that they actually see these tools saving lives, especially that axe, of getting into the patient quickly, getting into the one that's disabled quickly. Mm-hmm. That having everything in their hand is going to save time.
Oh, absolutely. And it's durable and small enough that, immediately we think of extrication and those type of issues, but you get into structural collapse, trench rescue, and swift water type rescues. We're prone to flooding, and when we have to enter a house through a boat, through a second-story window or something along those lines, I would rather have this tool with everything that I need versus a boatload of tools that I would have to carry otherwise.
That's the purpose of the tool.
And it's right online.
That's the purpose of the tool. So whenever they tell me that they can save injuries and lives, that makes my day. That I've got a worthwhile cause to help mankind with a tool that can give them my hands here to work with in a stainless form instead of using their own.
Absolutely. We certainly support the ideal and certainly endorse this product.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
What about the hands-free light here?
Same way. The hands-free light.
Tell me how that's going to help the paramedics.
First of all, from a vehicle rescue standpoint, using the extrication equipment, the Hearst rescue tools, you can able to see the light where you're working, where you're going. But then from an emergency medical standpoint, a lot of times they'll have to establish an airway for a patient upside down in a car while extrication is going on. And in doing that, you're able to get the light right where you need it while your hands is free to work with the airway and the intubation equipment and so forth. Same with IV line access and so forth. It is hard to do upside down in the dark in a car in the pouring rain.
And also in the Jaws of Life, I was told, you see
yes,
that tool for that?
Absolutely. Yeah, the Jaws of Life, the Hearst rescue tool, any of the combination cutter tools that's used in extrication. Absolutely.
And a couple more here. You said you really like this tool, the helmet with the lasers.
Yes, it's very common that the traditional bracket that's added to the lights to allow hands-free operation just isn't durable or strong enough for firefighting environment. And the modifications that you made and the durability but yet flexibility that you build into this light makes the product well worthwhile from a life safety perspective, from a safety perspective, and from a budget perspective, because it seems like every fire we're replacing the plastic lights and the flimsy brackets. And here you have a product and you have an ideal that is durable and at this point appears to be strong enough to endure the rigorous structural firefighting environment that helmets are put in.
And how about the laser?
It's a fantastic idea. Its versatility and so forth. Every day we're called upon to do more with less, and unfortunately, the world that we live in, with the meth labs and the bioterrorism incidents and pandemic flu events, and just the hazmat areas that we go into, it's lightweight, yet it's strong enough, yet there's just enough force to use it in a hazmat situation. But there's many times that we have to try to contain a dog or something before we can make entry into a house. And I see this as ideal. Snakes, of course, that's last resort for me, but certainly I can, if it was last resort, I would rather do it with this tool where I could keep an eye and get a hold of that critter versus something else.
Do you highly recommend that?
I would highly recommend this tool, absolutely, absolutely.
In hazmat?
Hazmat, animal control,
People control?
from a law enforcement perspective, people control, certainly. But as an extra arm or an extension of your arm. I mean, there's just so many uses for this tool that would be so handy. Something of bulk or something small, pick up a dime with that.
I've tried to cover all the bases with it, Bob. And I've got them in heavier versions for the heavier jobs, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have. You've done an excellent job on this.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.